take some time and just have a house manager or perhaps a nanny, and then boom, all of a sudden you don't have them anymore. You just get to see this experience and see just how much of a difference is there. And it's not a sweet difference, because then you will realize just how important these people are in your lives. And so, to the point, focus is on the role of nannies. And like I have said, we just want to see the attitudes around them, or the attitudes of them towards, the people or the rest of the people, perhaps their employers and the children that they get to interact with at the level of the homes. And so as we get into this conversation, we ask that you are part and parcel of it. Once again, the hashtag is to the point at Linda_Alela TV427. KE22047 is the SMS short code. The numbers to call down on your screen. And we get to hear your view about the role of nannies and just what needs to be done so that we all make the home space, safe for them, but equally safe for all of us. And we get into that conversation. As earlier mentioned, we have our guests seated with me this evening. We have Cleofa Masai Maswai Faraj. I don't know why I find it very difficult to get this. Cleofa is the CEO founder Badalu Workers Agency. Thank you so much for creating time to be with us. We also have Edith Luyenji, who's a house manager. Thank you, Edith, for coming this evening. And also we have Mariam Said, etiquette coach. And Mariam Said, my producer tells me that you are the kind of person who says,
Yes.
apana. But why?
Fortunately.
And to what? Perhaps you need to introduce yourself by telling us to what?
My name is Mariam Said. I'm an etiquette coach, and I'm a mother to a beautiful daughter, Kyla.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my experience having a nanny wasn't that good. Probably sikuwa na nyota.
Yeah.
So I opted to relatives helping me to raise my daughter. She's now in school. It's manageable, but before that, it was a bit difficult adjusting to she needs to be at home and I'm working, having someone to look after her. Yeah, it was a bit tricky. I just couldn't find the right person for me. I had issues, advice. You need to hire, fire until you find your person. But still, I couldn't find my person.
And sometimes you're told that perhaps if it gets to that level, then you begin interrogating yourself.
Yes.
Could you be the problem?
Yes.
Did you ever get to that point?
Yes, I did. I was like, no, I must be the problem. I was told, treat your nanny like you would treat your relative.
Yeah.
I guess I'm doing that, but what's not happening? Sometimes I'm at work and I'm called, Mama Kyla, I can hear your baby crying. Is your nanny in? And I'm like, yeah, I left her. Call her phone, she's not around, she left, just without even telling me, and left my baby alone.
Okay.
That was, luckily, I live around my people. My mom is around me, my grandmother, my auntie, so I just called one of them, can you kindly go and check on my baby? I'll be there within a few minutes. But with my boss, it was training for me, because you can't be having excuses all the time to your boss. Oh, I need to rush home. My baby's not fine. Things like that. Yeah.
All right. So this got you. How many of them did you try?
4 of them.
4 of them.
Yes. The first time I hired a nanny was immediately I had my daughter. She is now 4 years old.
Yeah.
The first one was okay, but mazoeano ikaingiana.
Yeah.
She wakes up moody sometimes. I'm like, are you okay? Are you having an issue? Am I the issue? Can we talk? She's like, no, just moody. And Mama Kyla, I don't think I can work for you anymore. Found something better. You let her go. The next thing, the second one came in, and I had to excuse myself from job. Having someone in again, a new person, is not easy. You need to train them. Make them get used to the baby kidogo, venye atafanya kazi. So the transition is not easy also. Train the second person.
Yeah.
After a while, issue imeanza, madharau kwa nyumba, kazi ni mingi. Once I'm off work, they want me to now take over everything. Mama Kyla, I need to be sleeping by 9. So if you come past 9, jipange. I'm like,
hold it there, and I'm sure we're going to engage Cleofa in that, just to get to understand at what point do we need to set the rules when the nanny is now coming to join you. Edith, I came to learn about from a tweet that the person she stays with dropped, yeah? And this tweet was some time back just to appreciate Edith. Anasema Edith ni mtu mzuri sana, you know, it's like gold, nimempata, I am very happy, you know, and all this and all that. So I tried to reach out, you know, following up hapo kotini nikasema, could I please get a hold of Edith to just have a conversation with her. Nijue kwa nini umemsifia hivi. And then I also tried to probe further to know whether Edith is the first nanny maybe she's working with and all that. She says no. I have worked with others, or there are others that have worked with me, that they have stayed with me, and they equally were the best. So for a moment, I thought maybe yeye ndio mzuri, and not Edith, and perhaps not this other person. I would love for Edith to share her experience, you know, working with her current boss. Edith, habari?
Nzuri.
Nimefurahi kukuwa na wewe hapa.
Kabisa.
Niliangalia nikaona boss wako Josephine ameandika huko kwa mtandao. Wewe unakuanga kwa mtandao sana? Hata pengine labda hukuona. Lakini kwa mtandao Josephine amekuja hapo amekupatia masifa, anasema Edith ni blessing, Edith ni baraka katika maisha yetu, katika maisha ya mtoto wangu. Wakati mwingine ninaondoka na muachia nyumba, ninarudi napata nyumba yangu iko sawa, vitu vingine nataka kupata kwa nyumba yangu. Labda niulize Edith ndio anajua. Unafikiria ni kwa nini bosi wako amekusifia kiasi hichi?
Kwa kazi nzuri ile ambayo namfanyia.
Kazi nzuri, unajua hii inazidi kazi nzuri. Unajua kuna watu wengine wanafanya kazi nzuri, lakini ukiona mtu amekuja mpaka ameweka picha yako kwa mtandao, anasema she is one of the people I can count, you know, milestones with, I appreciate, sijui tumefika wapi and all that. Ni kazi mzuri tu.
Yes.
Umekaa na yeye muda gani?
Aja niseme, kwa jina langu naitwa Edith Luyenji. Mimi ni mama wa watoto, siwezi sema mtoto mmoja.
Kweli,
Ni mama wa watoto juu nikisema mmoja wawili, niko na wengi wengine. So hii kazi ya nyumba naweza sema nimeifanya, lakini kuanzia 19 aje niseme 204,
miaka mingi hiyo, karibu miaka 20 na, si ndio?
204. But kutoka hiyo 204 sijawahi pata mtu wa kuendeshana na yeye, but huwa nakaanga na mtu kweli napendwa, lakini sikuwahi pata mtu wa kunielewa kama bosi wangu Josephine. Juu unaweza ingia vizuri, mnaelewana na mtu vizuri, unafanya kazi yako vizuri, but mtu atakuanza tu kajambo kadogo, hata we mwenyewe uoni makosa. Na umekuja hapo na lengo nimekuja kutafutia watoto wangu. So kila ambacho wewe umefanya nzuri, ya anaona kwake ni mbaya. So unafika mahali unapata roho unauzika, unaona. So unaweza fika mahali hata kama amekukosea hivyo, namwambia asante, nimeshukuru, lakini wacha niende kwa uzuri, lakini tukikutana barabarani usinipite, tusalamiane. But mimi sina ubaya. Na ukiangalia jambo yenye amekutafuta hako kama kosa, hata we mwenyewe ukifika kwa barabara ukijiangalia unaona hauoni, unaona. So inakuwa ni vigumu, nikaendelea hivyo. Nikakuja, nilijaribu, but mimi mwenyewe usema na kuanga na roho ndogo, hasira, but nashukuru kwa bosi wangu Josephine alinielewa. Juu ni vizuri ukikaa na mtu mzima, mtu akikosea mahali, jaribu kumuongelesha kama mtu mzima.
Kweli.
Tena ujue huyo mtu kuacha familia yake kukuja kuishi kwako ako na lengo fulani. Juu mimi siwezi acha tu familia yangu nikuje niishi kwako bila sababu.
Kweli.
Paka niwe na kuna kitu imenisonga mahali, nimefikia kiwango ya kukuja kuishi kwako. So ninapoishi na wewe tuheshimiane. Mimi ni kuheshimu, wewe uniheshimu. Ukiona watu wale tunangoja familia zao mabosi wetu vizuri, ni hiyo heshima mzuri. Mimi nitakutunzia familia yako vizuri kulingana na venye wewe unanitreat.
Well, interesting. Wacha tusikie Cleofa hapa kidogo. Cleofa, interesting space here. And I'm glad that you are in a space where you handle the both of them. You handle the nannies and equally the bosses at this very point. Just listening to the two of them, what is this gap that exists that gets them, you know, when you get them seated somewhere, watasema maboss ni wabaya. Na ukikutana na maboss pia watasema ni wabaya. Mmoja tu wawili ndio labda ule mtu atakwambia na confidence, mimi wangu is the best, it's God sent. Akisema anataka kuenda, you literally want to cry. Just what is this gap they're in?
Well, first I'd say that they're all right. All of them have the individual needs, and this is my preference. This is what I want in my home, and this is my expectation. Same as a nanny, she has her expectations. And what happens in this now relationship, it has to be right, and compatibility is an issue. So if the matchmaking is not right, just like a relationship, even of a spouse, it won't work. This is somebody who's coming to your home to live with you and to love your children.
Right.
I mean, we know that peace, love, and joy is what basically surmounts, but respect withstands the test of time. Because when provoked or anything happens, you find the nanny now takes a defense and is like, but I have not done anything. And here you've come and attacked her in a certain way.
But let's face it, Cleofa, even as we continue with that point, that we are human beings.
Yes.
That by the time the nanny is coming to your home, they're coming home to be family somehow, by default. And therefore, there are always going to be these rifts that exist between perhaps her and her sister. The same way there will be a rift between her and the nanny. Why is it that it has to be this big?
Because both of you have to be professional in the first place.
Do we tend to forget that aspect?
Yes. Kuzoeana.
Okay, mnazoeana sana.
Mnazoeana.
Okay.
So it's a professional relationship. Please, I'm not your sister. I've come here to work. Wow. So let it remain like that. The way you in your office, you cannot misbehave with your boss. Okay? So it's because this person gets to your bedroom, doesn't mean you're friends.
Okay.
This is not your sister. Right. The other thing is the naming. When they come to your home, some of them even are not happy to be called aunties. Okay. The same way you're not happy to be called mommy. Because you say, I'm not your mother. Okay? So keep it professional. Okay. And when we breach that boundary, what happens? Disrespect checks in, and somebody gets comfortable. Again, you feel, why are you overstepping now? But you open that door yourself.
This is regardless of their age or regardless of
it does not matter the age.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
the younger ones, maybe
the young ones should proceed and call them what now?
Just, by name? Okay, from birth, I've been called Cleo. Okay. I come to your home, you all of a sudden imagine your kids start calling me Mboch, maid, others call me. That brings an identity crisis. Right. I'm Cleo. Just leave me as Cleo. Okay. And leave my name as Cleo. Okay. Yes. Because even as a CEO working in any organization, people don't call you CEO, they call you Cleo. Right. Miss, Mr. You know? But when I come to your home, you're easily calling me Auntie. I'm not your blood relative. So keep it professional. Okay. Yes.
She brings a point that is quite valid on how one needs to then look around and craft the rules of the game. At what stage do we then craft the rule games? For instance, if someone is going to come for a nanny,
yes,
you know, that is in your agency, at what point do you advise for them to set the rules? At that level where they are there and they are now engaging, or once they get to their houses, or maybe midway, you remember that, oh, this rule was not set, and therefore...
First of all, it's understanding first what their needs are as a home. As a mother, you come in and place your order. We tell you be as detailed as possible. Through that, we are able to now look at the nannies who are willing to match your home first, this acceptance, because we have a pool of them, but some of them will not be comfortable handling an infant. Some of them, you have an infant, they're not comfortable with that. And some are not or comfortable with even toddlers. It goes to as simple as such things, by the way. So you find that's why most mothers complain they struggle when they have newborns. Okay? And some homes, again, they struggle when they have the toddlers. Right. Because of the moving around. Some nannies cannot handle that energy. So this again comes back to the person. People are different, okay? Definitely not everybody is up to task to handle everything. No one is a master of everything. So what happens is basically we provide them with that environment whereby you're able now to be suited and matched to a home where you're comfortable and you're able to perform at your best.
Right. Yeah. So do you recommend that most of the nannies then go through agencies before they are out there?
Yes.
Would it be a good
yes
thing?
And no.
Okay.
It depends where. It's not like I want to take a bragging rights. However, even if you're placed, then what? Okay? For us, we look at it from the point of mentorship. and we look at it from continuous learning, okay, point, whereby, yes, you've come, you've learned, you know ABCDs of doing this, but life throws in a lot of things. The way we get professional mentors for our jobs is the same way they need to continue getting this mentorship.
Right.
And just understanding how to keep safe boundaries with the employer is very crucial. And situations change here and there. Milestones change of the children. And giving them that environment to openly say, I feel I'm struggling in this area. What can I do? Okay. Now, with our mentors, they're able now to work with them and tell them. When we find it's not really going to work out, then we're able to communicate to both parties so that both of them can mutually exist in that home and enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kabla nikuje kwako Mariam, wacha ni msikize Edith. Edith, hii miaka yote umefanya kazi kwa watu. Normally unajikuta unaingia katika family fulani vipi? Labda unapitia agency au ni rafiki tu anakuambia kuna mama fulani pale anataka mtu wa kazi, au unafanya nini ndio labda unapata kazi? And is there a time labda kwa maisha umepitia agency?
Okay, mimi kazi yangu huwa ni watu wao wananitafuta.
Watu wanakutafuta?
Yes. Yes, hata bosi wenyewe wananipenda. Hakuna bosi nimeachana na yeye kwa ubaya. Wanajua kusema ukweli, wao walikuanga wanasema mimi ni hard working. Lakini sasa shida ni kuelewana. Kama hujafikia wa kuelewana na yeye kwa damu, hata ufanye nini,
inakataa.
Damu kama haijashikana,
si damu.
Wale ambao baada ya
spirit, it's damu, it's a spirit. Your spirit and my spirit is not jelly.
And that has to be
it's compatibility. If you're that one, as much as you're a good worker, how? Even if you scrub that floor, how good? I will not see it. I will not see it because our spirits are not connected.
Wow. Interesting. So wewe kuna wakati ambapo labda kama umesema wewe uko na hasira kidogo ama hasira yako ni ya karibu. Ukikutana na mtu kama kwa mfano huyu boss ambaye unafanya kazi na yeye sasa hivi, unamwambia kwa mapema kwamba mimi roho yangu ni dogo? Unamwambia? Hiyo sasa si ni kumshtua. Hujawahi ambiwa hapana, kama roho yako ni dogo hapana?
Hapana, huwa namwambia sometimes nimekuja kwako na in case of anything. Kama kuna kitu imeenda mrama, tukae tuongee. Usinipate tu huko kitchen, mimi niko shughuli zangu, unaanzia huko kwa mlango huko, unanishtua pia mimi. Najiona kama mimi sio mtu wa kawaida kama wewe. Niita polepole, unikalishe, uniambie Edith, hapa hivi hakujaenda vizuri. Hapa hivi hakujaenda vizuri. Hapa hivi hujafanya vizuri. I'm a grown-up person, nitasikiza na nitarekebisha.
Kweli? Tutakuja kwako utuambie a typical day, yani siku ya kawaida ya nani huwa ni vipi? Kwa sababu unajua wakati mwingine tukienda kazini labda hatujui ni nini inaendelea huko. Tukirudi jioni tunakuuliza ulikuwa umekaa tu. You know, because literally tuna assume ya kwamba ulikuwa umekaa una watch TV na vitu kama.
So acha nikwambie
kabla
acha nikwambie tu kidogo. Unajua ukipanga mipangilio yako vizuri, siku nayo itaenda vizuri.
Rahisi, na vizuri.
You know, hii ni mwili. Unaweza pata hata 30 minutes ya kurest ndio tena upate nguvu ya kufanya kazi vizuri. Kazi yako unaanza kuipanga kwa kichwa wakati umelala, unapanga kesho wakati naamka naanzia pale, ninamalizia pale.
Kuna wale mabosi ambao wanataka kukupangia. Wewe una prefer upangiwe ama wewe mwenyewe understand nyumba alafu ujipangie?
Inategemea. Nikikuja kwako kama utanipangia, pia nitafuatana na masharti yako juu ni nyumba yako. Na tena ukinipangia siku moja upate mimi mwenyewe najipanga kuliko hiyo yako, ukiachana na mimi nitakufanyia kazi nzuri kuliko yenye unanipangia.
Kweli
Yes.
Well, I hope they are listening to that. I really hope so. Mariam, you're an etiquette coach.
Yes, I am.
At what point did you become this? After your experience with the nannies that you felt like you wanted to teach them some etiquette? Or right before? And if it is right before, why couldn't you just train this 4 that you had to just align to what it is that you think is good etiquette, like is basically etiquette?
Okay, I became an etiquette after the experiences.
Okay.
Yes, because now I needed to be now self-employed. Things were not working in the employment sector for me. I wish I had the knowledge that I have now. By then, maybe I could have stayed with them. But for now, I think kuelewana, and as you said, spirit.
Yeah.
Once you're aligned with someone, just like your partner, this is someone coming to live with you.
Yeah.
You need to be aligned with them. Kae chini msikizane. I used to get someone tu niko like, okay, ni hivi, utaendelea. Then they set the rules for themselves. And I'm like, wait a minute, who's boss here? I thought I should be setting the rules.
Okay.
Sikupangwa.
Okay.
But here I am, nimepangwa, I'm so young, and I'm like, the last one I had was my mom's age.
Okay.
Alitupanga kwa nyumba. Me, alitupanga si wote, me, my husband, my kid, and we were like, where? It's like now she's boss and you can't do anything about it. But now as an etiquette coach, I understand that once you're here, we need to talk. We need to set rules, like she said. Ataniambia weaknesses zake, na mimi nitamwambia I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So I need things done in a systematic way. Yes, I know you'll get the things done, but please, can you do it in this way? Than uniambie, as long as zimefanyika, Mama Kaila, shida iko wapi? No, just let's work together. I come with my rules, you come with your rules, tushikanishe tuone how we can work together. Then I didn't know, now I know. Yeah.
Now that you know,
Yeah.
would you want to have a nanny? Do you have one? You said you prefer family.
Yes.
Family is better?
Family is better. As per now, I said my daughter is a school-going kid.
Yeah.
So she spends most of the time in school. By the time I'm home, she's home. So, and nishazoea kujifanyia vitu. I have a weekend bag, even don't tamuita. Someone who comes in during the weekend, does the general cleaning and everything else. But weekdays, nisha manage. Yeah, yes.
So at this point of time,
At this
hata
point,
ukiambiwa,
I'm good
You
for
are
now.
good.
But as second born anakuja, I will consider.
you will consider. Well, we're coming back to Cleo for advice on that, whether it's a safe card to play, whether one can chomoa a better card than that. Allow us to take a quick short break. Yes, it's exactly 1 minute to 10. Or the top of the hour. Allow us to take a quick short break, and then we come back with that very important conversation on the role of nannies and just how we make sure that the space is safe for them as well as for us, for basically a conducive environment where they do what it is that they're supposed to do, and we are happy as the people who get to hire them after the short break.
Wanasema wasemao kuwa elimu ni bahari haiishi kwa kuchotwa. Wakati mwingi natangamana na wanafunzi madarasani, sio kama mwalimu bali kama nahodha kwenye kipindi cha tasnia ya elimu. Na iwapo utanikosa madarasani, basi utanipata nyanjani nikisaka habari zenye usawa, ufasaha na ukweli. Na iwapo utanikosa nyanjani, bila shaka utanipata studioni hapa nikisoma habari na kuendesha mijadala mikomavu. Mimi ni Andrin Kilemi, mpenzi wa lugha ya Kiswahili na elimu kwa jumla.
They say money makes the world go round. So let's slow things down a bit. Put things in perspective. From the markets to the streets to the stocks, we make the complex comprehensible. Join me, Hubak Said, on TV47 Business News for market insights like never before.
The news that matters the most is the one that hits close to home. When disasters strike, we are there to inform you. When the bullets are flying, we tell you who's shooting and why. Reporting on your victories, your health, your money, your security, your past, present, and future.
engaging conversation that, we didn't even have to take a break. Literally, we're still engaging and just trying to share our very own experiences. Remember, it's about the nannies this evening, and we are delighted to have Edith Luyenje, who's a house manager, seated at the middle. We have Mariam Said, etiquette coach, on my farthest. I would say this is right, and equally we have Cleofa Faraj, who is also right next to me. So ladies, back to the conversation. Cleofa, we seem to be having a gap, and we seem to be having a huge problem. And someone sends a message and they ask, is there, a vocational training for nannies where, they go out there and they get trained? And most of the times that these ones, are turning out to be better than, the traditional way of just getting nannies. Ametoka ushago umeletewa ukae na yeye.
Yes, we do that. We take them through continuous learning, whereby they come and learn home care. Home care comprises of housekeeping, laundry, cookery, childcare, first aid, home nursing. So basically to be all round as a caregiver. Life skills is included as part of that, handling pets even and pests. And going forward, maybe the other advanced packages that will be also introducing even foreign languages, because handling the expatriate market, that calls for that. And plugging with other programs out here, whereby they're also taught about wellness issues as women and just overall wellness of a woman, because they are still women and they need that kind of support. So then giving them that ecosystem where they can exist as a family, safe space to talk, safe space to be mentored, okay? That is there, and they are available.
How long does it have to take for them to, how long is a session until they arrive to be introduced to the market?
Our program actually takes 2 weeks, and after the 2 week introduction class, then they're able to basically be placed to work. They continue with the learning as they work. They come every first Sunday of the month. That is what we spent doing the whole day today. Okay. Actually being the first Sunday of the month. We had St. John's Ambulance on site doing first aid. First aid. Yes. And every first Sunday they come back. They're taken through their reviews, client reviews, what they're saying about them, the gaps they have. No one is perfect. So by the time we are placing somebody to your home, we know this person has the right attitude. And with the right attitude, the next thing is learning. So we work with the person, we work with the client all the way till we make this person produce the excellent, perfect, become, the best version of what you need.
So who is paying for this at this very point? Because then you are dealing with the client and perhaps the nanny as well.
Yes.
And this, would require resources, this would require manpower and all that. So the moment someone is coming to you as a client to ask for a nanny or to get a nanny from your agency, they have to be walked through all this and they have to accept all this, or they...
We have a contract, actually. They have to agree to the code of conduct, how they're going to treat even the girls at home and all that, yes.
All right.
It's very detailed, very professional, and there's also repercussions on breach, yes.
So this is as similar as what we have for the girls who travel abroad for work?
I'd say no, because this is local.
Okay.
Yes.
Also, it is crafted in...
very different. It's very different. You see, when they go abroad, that's it. There's no other conversation between you and
them.
Yes, and them. So for us, this is their family. So basically, once they come into the family, we work with them. We mentor them through and through.
We'll be coming back to, the payments and all that. But when we talk about etiquette, and you being an etiquette coach, so who are you focused on training, the nannies, or who exactly? And why do you suppose this is a very important area for nannies to learn, if at all they're going to work well as expected and equally have their bosses happy and them happy?
For etiquette, I train everyone. The clients, their nannies, their kids, because even the kids, they need to know how to live with this stranger. It's a strange person who is coming in to live with us. Respect, as we said, no name calling. Don't call her Mboch, don't call her Sijunini, just call her by the name. If she wants to be called Ellie, that's okay. You don't need to label her. As the boss, how am I supposed to treat her? Boundaries. She's not my relative, yes, but she's also human.
You have stayed with them for close to 5 years. Isn't this a isn't this family already? You share your experiences, you share your troubles, you share your happiness, your joy, and all this.
Yeah, but with that closeness, some get too comfortable and forget I came here to work.
Okay.
She's still my boss. I still need to respect her and do things according to how she wants them done. Sometimes people, they get too comfortable and they're like, as long as even if I wake up at 9 and get things done, that's fine. But no, what time did you agree with your boss?
Okay.
Yeah, you need to also, like, you personally know that I won't be too harsh on them. I'll know how to correct them with love. Yeah, so etiquette, it's for all of them, not just one person. Me as the person hiring her, the nanny, and also my kids.
Right.
Yes.
This message goes to, or this question goes to you, Cleo. Moibai is saying that, well, Linda, what an incredible show to have this evening. Mimi wangu nilikuja nikazoeana na yeye mpaka kuna wakati mwingine tulikuwa tunakaa na anataka kunisaidia kusengenya bwana yangu. Hapo ndio nilijua kumekuwa kunoma.
Exactly. She made her get to that point. Exactly. You start talking with your nanny about your husband. Then you come complain when she's contributing. Everyone has an opinion. You allowed her into your space with your husband.
Right.
Then now you're complaining. Then you're like, Allah, you're telling me as who? But you entertain. She can't start from nowhere.
All right.
You entertained it.
Interesting. Okay. Edith, kuna mtoto mali unaishi sahi? Au unaenda kila siku au unaishi pale?
Naishi pale.
Unaishi pale. Kuna mtoto au kuna watoto?
Na mtoto.
Mmoja.
Yes.
Relationship yako na huyu mtoto, kwa sababu unajua kuna ile relationship yako na mama na baba na wazazi pale ndani, na je na watoto?
Iko sawa.
Iko sawa.
Yes.
Kuanzia mwanzo?
Kuanzia mwanzo.
Na wale wengine ambao ulikuwa unaishi na wao? Kuna wakati mwingine labda ulikutana na watoto na ukasikia ni kama hata wamepatiwa liberty ama ile uhuru hata kukuongelesha vyovyote vile bila kuku.
Sasa hapo ni ukweli juu. Hizi nyumba unaweza pata ziko na challenge. Ukipata mzee ni mzuri, mama ako na sarakasi zake. Usipata mama ni mzuri, watoto wako na sarakasi. So wakati unaona mfanyakazi ameenda kwa watu hiyo familia tatu, kuna mmoja imekukera na uwezi sema. Unapata mtoto anafanya vitu opposite, mama ajali. Umekaa venye nimekaa hivi, mtoto anatokelezea huko anakuchapa pap. Mama anasema daddy, na hizo amekukonga na uchungu.
Na wale wa kuuma.
Mwingine anakuja
mpaka anashika hapa hivi.
Si anataka mcheze na yeye.
Sasa kucheza iko sawa, kucheza si kupigana. Kucheza mchezo na mtoto unacheza na mchezo mzuri. Unaona? So mwingine anatokelezea huko anakufanya kitu kingine, hata wewe ukiangalia hata akiwa mtoto wako unaweza mfanya vibaya, na sababu ni kazi. Hata bosi akija ukimuelezea mtoto fulani alinifanyia hivi, kweli anajua ni ukweli, lakini hawezi taka useme mtoto yake amefanya nini? Amefanya vibaya. Unaona? So hiyo kitu inaendelea inakuwa ni mazoea na huyo mtoto. So anafika mahali anaweza kuwa kiburi. Unataka kumuosha, hataki. Unataka kumpea chakula, hataki. Unaona? Kila kitu yenye unataka kufanyia mtoto ni lazima ufanye na lazima. Na hiyo lazima saa zingine ukitumia force, pia bosi pia anaona ni mbaya. Unaona? So ukienda roho ikishuka juu, kila saa ukishika huyo mtoto ni kupigana. Kila saa ukishika huyo mtoto ni kupigana. Na wazazi nao hawaelewi.
Kuna sehemu ambayo umeshafanya kazi ukawachiwa, ukakuwa in charge ya nyumba vizuri mpaka ukasikia hao wananiheshimu na mimi nahakikisha kazi yao iko mzuri, kama vile ulikuwa unasema, ukiacha nikupangie itakuwa mzuri sana, ukijaribu kunipangia itaenda wrong.
Yes, kazi zangu nimewachiwa karibu na watu karibu 4. Ngawacha majina zao nilisahau, lakini kazi yangu ya kwanza kufanya kazi ya nyumba. So kutoka 2004 nilikuwa mfanya biashara, but nilifika mahali 2018 nikaamua kuingilia kazi ya nyumba. Basi kutoka 2004 nilikuwa tunatembea kwa hoteli kupika, kufanya nini, yani kazi zile ndogo za huko. So kazi yangu ya kwanza niliingia leo, kesho yake bosi akasafiri akaenda sehemu za huko Kericho huko. Alienda huko akamaliza huko siku 3. Walikuwa wanafanya harusi kwa chachi yao, so walikuwa wameenda kufanyia huko, na akawa inafaa aende huko, yeye ndio msimamizi wa bibi harusi, na wakaenda na mzee. So mimi nikabaki kwa boma, kwa nyumba, only alone for either days, na niko peke yangu.
Right.
Yes, kuna kazi nimekuja nikafanya somewhere hapa Waithaka. Hiyo nyumba ilikuwa na watoto wakubwa, lakini mama alikuwa ni mwalimu wa sehemu za nje ng'ambo. But wakati wa kusafiri anaita watoto wake wote wasichana wale wamewaleka, anawaambia hii nyumba mtu asitoe kitu kwa hii nyumba bila ruhusa ya Edith. Hata kama ni pani ya chapo umuulize, asema Yesu aenda nayo ndio aende nayo. Kawa hivyo. Nimekuja nikafanya Saidi Dharongai tena, huyo mama alikuwa wa kusafiri tena. Na watoto alikuwa tuna watoto vijana, mtoto kijana na msichana, na wote pia walikuwa ng'ambo. So mzee kwa nyumba, mimi na mzee. Unaona? So mzee akitoka kazini, mimi namshughulikia tu, na mimi naenda kwa bedroom yangu na mama so mimi nashughulika na kazi zangu. Kulikuwa hapo na vitu mingi kuku, mimi nashughulika tu na kazi zangu, mayai ni hesabu, nifanye nini. Kama watu wanataka order nimpigie simu nimwambie kuna mayai order, mtu amekuja inafaa nipeane kiasi fulani na nikawa hivyo. But wacha nikwambie, hii hasira ndogo hii ndio inafanya vitu zingine atumamwezi enda na mtu sawa. So wakati unaenda, mimi sina gari yangu kwa barabara. My dear, umeniambia ukitoka Sunday tukutane saa 11 jioni. Mimi nimeenda kwangu, nimemiss family yangu for 1 week. So wakati naenda kwa nyumba, leo ni Saturday jioni, nafika kwa nyumba, Sunday naenda kanisani. Kufika kanisani, nataka kukaa na familia yangu almost karibu 3 hours hivi. Unaona? So wakati nashtukia, walisema niende saa 11:30, naanza mwendo hiyo saa 11:30 hiyo sasa. Unaona? Sasa naona tu hapa nitafika tu hapa tao hivi. Ukifika pale yaya unakutana na jamu bosi naye huko anakupigia simu. Ako kwa simu, umefika wapi, uko wapi? Unajaribu kumuelezea na unyenyekevu wako wote na mambo. Nilifika mahali fulani kuna jamu na kweli gari hajisongi. Hata wewe mwenyewe unatamani kumfikia haraka, lakini hauna uwezo. So wakati unaenda kama unashindwa sasa venye nitaenda ataniambia nini. Ukifika pale ukimsalamia aongei. Yani umekuja na ile unyenyekevu yako yote.
Lakini hata
haisaidii chochote.
Hold it, Edith, and I know, I mean, the lines are open. Time is moving very fast. We have about 15 minutes to be out of this space. But then again, these experiences are so real. There's someone who's called in. Team from Eldoret. Team Jambo. Hello? Jambo, Mr. Director, we can't get him. Is it he or her? Hello? We've lost. All right, fine. Atapiga too. The numbers are still on the screen, so you can always call us and we'll be listening to what it is that your experience has been. One important thing that is a concern to date, it is one thing that most of the people do not even want to hear the government raise. That is on what it is that we are supposed to pay our nannies. You know, this is crucial. You want to say that, well, it's the standard that has been set by government, but reality on ground is a totally different affair. When you train your nannies and you dispatch them to whatever house, do you have a standard rate as to what they are supposed to be paid? Are some of these rates viable? Are they realistic? And what is the reaction of the numerous clients that you have perhaps interacted with in relation to that?
Based on how the economy is, most of them cannot afford to pay above the minimum wage set by the government, which is basically from 16,000 for a maybe 2-bedroom house, because we look at scope of work. And you find that that 16,000, most of the middle going lower cannot make.
Actually, not even paid that.
They're not even getting that, some of them.
Yeah.
So you find it's only the higher end market that can actually afford that. However, the professional women, the business women pay that because of the peace of mind they want in their homes.
Okay.
They don't want to think or do what and such like things.
Hold it. I'm told that there's a call before we get to lose the person. If you can hear me, Jambo. Is the connection on this end okay? Hello?
Hello.
Jambo.
Jambo.
Tusalimie, utuambie jina yako na maoni yako tafadhali.
Naitwa Nicholas, niko Nakuru.
Ndio.
Na maoni yangu ya kwamba na kuna wale wakubwa tunakutana nao kazini.
Ndio.
Mimi niko na issue kwamba unapata mkubwa fulani anakuwa na chuki. Yaani azini yeye hakuna siku anaikuwa na furaha kati yake. Kila kitu, for example, mimi ni dereva wa gari. Sasa yeye anakuanga tu ni mtu wa feelings tu. Yaani hakuna kile kula siku ataku appreciate. Yaani yeye akuangi na appreciation kwa kazi yake.
Well, asante, Nicholas. And you know, we have forgotten that we have men that are equally in this space. For instance, my home, where I have been raised, 3/4 of the times, the people that we stayed with, you know, to help us or assist us at home were men. So I'm assuming that is what Nicholas is saying.
Yeah, because we have the gardeners, we have the houseboys also who are doing this as caregivers. Yes, they're there. Do I need to answer?
Yeah, you could respond to that even
to
as
that, yeah.
Point, yes.
There's one thing we actually tell the girls or our workers, you have no control over reward or appreciation from someone.
Okay.
You need to do the right thing and know that you've only done your best for God, not for
them
an individual. No.
To be happy with you.
Just be right with your God. That's it. Okay. That's enough.
Okay.
Human beings will never be satisfied. We'll always see wrong. We never see some. I will tell you, point in case, some women do not even want to rate the girls on their performance.
Yeah.
You wonder why? Because maybe they're jealous. They feel that if they rate you well, you'll feel important. Okay? So you see, such a kind of a person. It doesn't mean that my work is bad. Yeah. However, this is just your boss, and this boss doesn't feel like she should appraise you.
Right.
She should do ABCD. But if you focus on that, what will happen? You'll not be able to. You'll be demotivated, and that becomes your point of losing. Exactly. Yes.
So that there's another call, and I think sometimes it's also good to speak to the people back at home. Hello.
Hello.
Jambo. Jambo, tunakusikia, endelea.
Okay, mimi naitwa Josephat.
Ndio, Josephat.
Napiga kutoka Nakuru, Kirinyaga. Na mdozi wangu hata yeye ananga shukrani na mimi.
Kweli Umesikia vile Cleofa amesema ya kwamba wakati mwingine usifanye kwa sababu unataka akuambie shukrani, lakini wewe fanya tu kwa sababu unamfanyia Mungu na unafanya kazi yako na unafaa kufanya jinsi ambavyo inatakikana. Asante. Ungependa labda kama mdosi wako akutreat vipi tofauti? Kama kuna anakusikiza jioni hii. We have lost them, it's fine, But also the bosses need to appreciate once in a while.
True.
And it goes a long way.
But you see, you have no control over that.
Okay.
And if you put your heart there, you will die. You will die. You will die. You will start dying a slow death.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we leave that aside and back to the payments that our nannies are supposed to get. And you acknowledge that sometimes it's difficult for the bosses or your clients to actually manage this. Don't you think it's even more expensive if you're going to add them another burden of having to allow these nannies to come for training every other, perhaps first Sunday of the month?
Actually, the training is covered by, the continuous learning is covered. These are workers who have accepted to do this personal development on themselves, and they take up the liability themselves. So it's not on...
Are we going to pick another one, really, because of time? Because we also need to get the... Okay, well, yeah, let's pick just last one. Yes? Jambo?
Hello, Barry.
Barry.
Naongea na Samuel kutoka Nairobi.
Ndio, tunakusikia.
Nauliza aje?
Ndio.
Uko kazini? Alafu wewe ni garden man ya unafanya kazi nyingine tu hapo na pale?
Alafu unapata bosi wako mwingine anakutiriti vibaya, mwingine anakuambia unioshe gari, anataka nafaa akulipi, anakutumia tu vile anataka. Sasa
ndio
hiyo ni ungwana kweli kwa mwananchi wa kawaida kwa kusaidia mwenzako?
Swali nzuri hilo. Ni ungwana. Let's talk about the etiquette of the bosses, and we're coming back to you, because then this is becoming bigger. And I'm glad that the men are out here to speak, because most of the times we actually, even when we were trying to plan for this, we probably did not factor them in. But you realize that that's a very important aspect. Etiquette dictates that once in a while appreciate someone. Etiquette dictates that, you know, if you're going to tell them to do something away from the package, please proceed and give them something small.
Yes, that's a really good thing. And appreciating someone, they will always even go above and beyond. On weekends, you might have something urgent you need to do. You need this person to step in. It's their off day. And if you have a good relationship with them, you know how to appreciate them, trust you me, they will even cover you more and more weekends, bila issue. You see, like my best friend, she's the kind of, she lives so well with her nannies, by the way, because she knows how to appreciate them. Leo umepika vizuri, leo umenifanyia hivi vizuri. She's always appreciating them. I'll get you a new phone. Vitu kaa hizo, and her nannies, they do. And they love her. Even after they go, they keep checking, how are the kids, how are you doing, vitu kaa hizo, just because of appreciating them. Appreciating is good. Even you at work, you want to be appreciated for something good you're doing. And I'm glad the men are calling. You should have a show with them, because we have the nannies, the houseboys.
Back to you. I know we have distracted your line of thought, but it's very important that we discuss this and we also get them to understand that perhaps them not receiving the payment that has been stipulated by the government is not because these people do not like them, it's not because that, you know, they do not get to appreciate them. And I have had someone, Mkamze, who says, well, reality is that in as much as we'd want to pay them, as of course dictated by the government, in this time and age, it is not possible. After all, well, some of them we try to compensate by making sure that we give them a place to sleep, we at least buy food and all that and everything. Is that a worthy kind of debate or way to justify that?
It's not, because I look at it differently, and I beg to differ. Reason is, yes, the economic situation is hard, but it's equally hard on them. For this caregiver to give you optimum service and the best of all, she needs also a caregiver for her child. She needs also to provide for her children, right? And if her children are not well taken care of, there's no single day she'll do it right with you. Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Let's come back to you, Edith. Back to your experience na haswa ikifika kwa maneno ya pesa. Labda unaweza kutuambia imekuwa vipi kwako? Na najua wakati mwingine hizi pesa ambazo tunapata haziwezi zikatosha. Tuchukue simu nyingine ya mwisho. Jambo.
Hello, jambo sana.
Asante kwa kupiga. Unaitwa nani na maoni yako tafadhali?
Naitwa Ayub Captain.
Ndio.
Kutoka Kakamega.
Ndio.
Nitaka tu kuuliza, kwa mfano mimi nafanyia mtu Muhindi.
Ndio.
Na unajua tabia za Wahindi kukutusi, matusi yote yale wanafikiria wakutusi. Kwa mtu kama utanipinga namna gani? Mtu Muhindi anakutusi ukiambia kitu mamako nini? How are you going to address from that?
Well, na labda sio Muhindi tu peke yake, ni bosi wengi.
True.
Na ni bosi wengi hapa. Leo unajua upende usipende haya utayajibu haya.
Yes, it's called an identity crisis. And you need to know who you are first. And who you are, who is Cleo. Okay? Jijue.
Jiheshimu wewe mwenyewe kwanza.
It's not about kujiheshimu. It's knowing who you are, whereby you tell me I'm stupid. I know I'm not stupid. Okay? You tell me, you're like, you know how to just block it. And you know, I know who I am. Okay? Identity crisis.
But how
not
far
knowing,
can you take this? How far can you, in as much as you say,
I know, jobs are not there. Okay? Again, also, note that we're supposed to be patient. All right? We need to exercise self-control in everything that we do. Right? So, if we, I mean, you have no control over people, even on the streets and all. they'll tell you anything, all sorts of things, right? Every day, everybody will have an opinion, and it's either negative or positive.
Okay.
You have to find a way of how you can control yourself and still live life positively.
Siri yako ni nini, Edith, ya kuweza overlook hizi vitu vyote? Kwa sababu unajua unaweza kupata na boss kwamba si mzuri, lakini lazima usurvive. Lazima utafutie watoto wako pesa, lazima utafutie, wakati mwingine utasema ndio, enough is enough, wacha nitoke nitapata kazi nyingine. Lakini siri yako ya kusurvive imekuwa nini? Na labda tunaweza kuwaambia watu hapa nje ni nini ambayo inatakikana kufanya out of ile experience ambayo umekuwa nayo kwa muda mrefu.
So naweza sema vitu zingine ukikaa kubuuza vitu zingine unaweza kaa vizuri. Usiwe unafuatilia sana. Na ukumbuke shida yako ndiyo ilikupeleka kwa hiyo nyumba. So focus kile kilikupeleka. Wakati wewe bosi umeniacha kwa nyumba, hakuna haja mimi kufungua hii wardrobe niangalie uliacha nini. Niende kwa nguo ni hesabu uko na nguo ngapi.
Inaweza kukua tempting hiyo. Unaweza kutamani.
Sijui dokumenti zake anaekanga wapi, nataka kuzisoma nijue ni za nini na nini. Hiyo sio kazi yangu. Mimi nafanya kazi yangu ile ilinileta. Umeniachia mtoto, ni treat mtoto vizuri, niangalie nyumba vizuri. At least ukikuja utani appreciate kwa kazi yenye nimefanya. Na boss tu mzuri, ukifanya kazi mzuri huwa naye pia anafurahia na kuappreciate. Mimi siwezi sema ati najidai, but boss wangu mwenye niko naye sahi akiwa ni Josephine. Naweza sema kwa wote yeye ni number 1.
Unasema kwa sababu ana watch leo?
Hapana.
Kweli
hapana.
Number 1.
Ni number 1. Hata huwa naambianga hata wengine nawaambianga mkitaka tukosane, mimi by the way huwezi sengenya boss wangu mwenye niko naye nikusikize. Ama useme ni mbaya nikusikize. Juu boss wangu akienda mahali akinunulia mtoto wake slippers, lazima mimi kuna kitu ila atanipea tena kidogo. Hiyo ni kunipea morali ya kufanya nini? Ya kuendelea kukaa. Boss wangu nikiwa na any issue kwa nyumba, nimeenda kwa nyumba iko na mambo mengi, nimekuta mtoto ni mgonjwa, nimekuta jambo la dharura, nampigia simu namwambia ama namtumia message. Unajua kuna boss unaweza pata jambo kwa barabara na umtumie message na akose kukujibu. Ama umeenda kwa nyumba umekutana na jambo lile mzito, lakini unampigia simu ashiki, unamtumia SMS akujibu. Lakini mwenye niko naye anajibu haraka kabla hata hiyo message hata unashindwanga anakaa na simu kwa mkono. Yani hata kama unafikiria una morali ya kufanya kazi, unaona yeye anakuongeza kukua na morali ya kuendelea kuishi na yeye.
Safi vizuri. We have to finish, so we have like a minute for you. How do we create a balance in terms of etiquette so that then I respect you, you respect me, it's a smooth running?
Rules.
And your parting shots as well.
Yes. There has to be rules, not too strict to like zikwaze your nanny, and zisikwe too lenient, a takeover too much. You need to mpatane at the center stage of things, how you can work together. And I think rules are the best thing to govern every place.
From the word go, set the rules. Set the rules. They should be respected across.
Exactly.
And they should as well come with their rules.
The both of you know, I'm setting the rules. You're not okay with, if you're not okay, speak up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fairly good. Cleo, as we sum it up.
For me, I'd say the rules, but accountability and regulating these girls is very crucial because they tend to fall back at some point when they are working at homes. Reason is because they know they're not being guided by anything. So when you have these clear contracts and you're holding them accountable and you're getting feedback about them, then they're able to be on toes to basically be at their best.
All right.
Yeah.
There are very many people who perhaps could be looking for nannies. Labda tu waambie watafute wapi, itawasaidia.
They can go to our social media pages and follow Badalu. Then contact us for more details.
All right.
Yes.
Is there somewhere where you train your etiquette programs and all that?
Yes, online, but physical classes are also there. Yes, on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, company name Tasha K.
Tasha K.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Well, unajua mambo ya social media, ili tunaingianga hata social media kweli, utaki hata kukuwa na account ya Instagram. Ladies, thank you so much for the great insights. And equally, I think it is, due to public demand that we might have to just get a conversation, to cover the men and their experiences in these numerous workplaces. I think sometimes they just go back home and the wives are all there shouting, yelping without knowing the kind of trouble that they go through. It's important that we as well listen to them. And of course, the last speaker, by default, Mariam Said, etiquette coach, thank you so much for speaking to us, as well as Edith Luyenji, who's a house manager. Asante sana for speaking to us. I know you're waiting for me to make a mistake. I am not about to make a mistake. Yes, Cleofa Maswai Faraj, who's the CEO and founder of Badalu Workers Agency. Asanteni sana for speaking to us. My name is Linda Alela. Well, time could not allow us to take it further, but we certainly hope that it has been, a very important conversation for you. If you're just tuning in, not to worry, because then the link is on our socials at TV47KE across. And of course, let's keep it going. My name is Linda.